really good background.
Hi, Dr. Fleming. Anyway, Dr. Fleming. Yeah, okay, Fleming. So, name one theme of no longer human. Now, a theme is going to be like an abstract noun. It's going to be a word like loneliness. It's going to be a word like bless. It's going to be a word like love. It's going to be a word like sadness. It's going to be a word like happiness. So, does it match with your prediction from the prologue? Why or why not? Like, what vibe were we getting from the prologue? Sad. Jax.
Is self-perspective a theme?
Is like, yes, like self-view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the theme I put. And yes, because the whole entire time he's talking about like how he views like himself and humans.
Yeah, himself and humans. So it does match up with that. You awesome. So our objective for today is, we talked about subtext a couple days ago. I've been getting questions, or a lot of questions, about a specific part of the story that has a lot of subtext. So we're going to review it in further detail today. Specifically, has anyone gotten to the part with the crime, where the crime is being described?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So that engages a lot of subtext. We're going to talk about how authors approach subtext today and why authors include it. So there's 3 reasons why authors include it that we're going to talk about. And this is important because it's important for us to understand like why authors make some decisions that they make. And also, students, it's going to be able to sort of like help us when we see stuff that's subtext, figure out, okay, this is my judgment of what this might mean. So in plain words, subtext is when authors tell you important information without stating it directly. It's underlying meaning. Nice house you got there. Would be a shame if something happened to it, right? In the past, we've also called it implicit details. Implicit details, bless you, Isaiah, are shaped by subtext. So authors use subtext for a variety of reasons. We're going to look at 3. So reason 1 is subtext provides information without telling, and this can help intensify the feeling that something gives us. So if the subtext is supposed to be, especially in like a story of happiness or anger or anything, this kind of like makes it more real than if, you know, all the details are just told outright. It can intensify the feeling or the mood that a story is supposed to give us. Yes. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the shortest short story of all time.
2 sentences.
It's 6 words. 6 words. It was written by a guy. Anyone heard of Ernest Hemingway?
No.
He was a fascinating, odd, strange man. This is a picture of him. Yeah, he was kind of a weirdo. He was a soldier. He was also a fisherman. He used to write in as few sentences as possible because he believed that basically words shouldn't overwhelm the reader. He would write for hours a day and throw everything out except for 1 sentence. Because he said, all I do when I write is I try to write 1 perfect sentence. So his friends one day were like, hey Ernest, I bet you can't write the shortest short story in the English language. And he was like, I bet I can. And so he does. He writes the 6-word short story.
What's it about?
We're gonna see.
For sale, baby shoes, never worn.
So it's
What?
for sale, baby shoes never worn. And then that's our boy Ernest.
It's not my boy.
So he was a weirdo. He was a weirdo, odd man. So no,
Stacy.
he was married like 3 times, but
Married 3 times?
yes,
What?
yeah. So we're gonna take 40 seconds. What do we think the subtext of this could be? We're gonna talk to a friend.
What can we infer?
Huh? Yeah. What do we think the subtext is? First, what's happening literally?
Is that literally just looking for sale?
Yeah. It's tricky.
It looks like a tire.
Oh, just by that.
What do we think could actually be happening here? What do we think the subtext is? Okay, so what do we think? Jax.
Maybe it's saying that like babies are dying so they never got the chance to like wear the shoes.
Yeah, babies are dying because they never got the chance to wear the shoes. Does anyone agree with that? Or think that that makes sense?
Mm-hmm. I think that makes sense.
Do we have any other interpretations? Yeah, so that's the commonly accepted subtext for this. So, literally, it's just for sale baby shoes never worn. The subtext is the baby died. Now, you know what's even shorter than this? A baby died.
That's the book.
I'm sorry. This is even shorter than that. But why isn't this a story? You don't. Well, do we know what happened to the baby in baby shoes for sale never worn? No.
Oh, we know what happened.
So why is this a story? For sale baby shoes never worn, but a baby died isn't.
That's just telling you they died.
That's just telling you a baby died. Jax.
Because a baby died don't really have any subtext or anything like infer about it just by reading it, besides that a child is dead, which is the obvious. While the one on top, it has things that you can infer, like they might like be selling shoes, like and like kids might be dying.
Yeah. So it kind of makes us do a little more work as a reader. What's sadder? And this is kind of an opinion question.
The first one,
Yeah.
Why is the first one sadder?
because of the
Never would.
Because of the
It
image.
leads to
Never
infer
will.
what happened. Like they got to steal the shoes down because the baby passed away.
Yeah. Is it worth it? No. That's a dark joke. Anyway.
No, it's mine.
I call that makes sense.
But that's the thing. So the first is kind of sadder because it has to use the subtext because it leaves you with the image. And it's also kind of accurate to what that feels like, you know, when, you know, all of a sudden it's like all the stuff that's there, there's no one that has it, you know, it's all the space that they were supposed to occupy, it's empty now, you know? So, that's an example of subtext being used to intensify the emotion that the story is supposed to give you. So, here's another interesting reason why authors sometimes use subtext. Filmmakers do this too, so we're going to look at an example from a movie. So, in times of literary film censorship, do we know what censorship means?
Like it's
Hide, in a sense.
Yeah.
by someone in that company.
Yeah, it's like when you can't talk about or show certain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blocking and
When they
hiding.
blur.
Yeah. So certain topics and themes couldn't be explicitly shown or discussed, so writers had to imply them instead. So this is a fun fact. From 1934 to 1968, America had this thing called the Hays Code, and this determined what you could or couldn't show in movies. Yeah, you couldn't show profanity. You couldn't show criminal behavior where criminals weren't punished. Like, you couldn't show a bad guy getting away with it. You couldn't show homosexuality, nudity. You also couldn't show miscegenation, which was an old-timey word for interracial relationships.
Oh.
Yeah.
So consequential way.
Yeah. Because they believed that showing these things on screen would deteriorate the morals of the American public. And, yeah.
I don't care.
It was very stupid. But, you know, it was America in the 30s through 60s. And literally, in order to get a film shown in the United States, you had to follow this. But a lot of these these screenwriters and stuff were like, we're gonna do it anyway. But they were like, they had to sort of be more subtle. Because they couldn't show it directly, so they were like gonna hint at it using subtext. So books are often under similar restrictions, especially during this time. And Unfortunately, it's not a thing of the past. Has anyone heard of like book bannings or censorship happening in the news?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so unfortunately, it's still an
They banned
enduring issue.
Pinkalicious.
I'm sorry?
What?
They banned
So-
Pinkalicious.
Why?
I don't know.
The hell? What did she do?
So in Japan, this book has also been frequently banned. What's that?
Yeah.
Sorry, did you say that?
Is that why it was published like after?
Yeah, that's an excellent point. So this book was published in 1948 after World War II. During World War II, there was a lot of book censorship. It kind of it changed. Yeah, it was lifted a lot after. Something like this could never have been published during the war. But Japan also remained a relatively conservative society at the time, even as social mores were beginning to change. But a book like this would never have been written during World War II, or at least never published. Okay, here's an example of subtext. It's from an older movie. It's called Red River. It's from 1948.
Let's get my hand over here. It's a good-looking gun you're about to use back there. Can I see it?
Yeah, I'm gonna start over just so you
Let's get my hand over here. It's a good-looking gun you're about to use back there. Can I see it?
You can just press F.
F.
Yeah. I guess not. Google Slides, I guess not.
Let's get my hand over here. It's a good-looking gun you're about to use back there. Can I see it? Maybe you'd like to see mine. Nice, awful nice. You know, there are only two things more beautiful than a good gun. A Swiss watch or a woman from anywhere. You ever had a good Swiss watch?
So this is a little tricky. Does anyone pick up on any subtext here? What kind of relationship could these two characters have? Huh?
Dealers.
Just to show what you.
Wait, what's
He
it?
said gay.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I'm right.
yeah, they're gay.
What?
Yeah,
He looked down when he said, "You want to see my gun?" and then he smirked at me.
yeah.
Alright. Can you leave?
Really?
I knew it.
Play that.
I knew
Yeah.
it was big guns.
What?
Yeah.
Go full 6.
Okay, I will. You know what
actually
I'm gonna do?
right.
I'm gonna escape, and then I'm gonna go to YouTube.
Yup. Yup, that's
What?
full screen.
Let's get my hand over here. It's a good-looking gun you're about to use back there. Can I see it?
Help me.
Maybe you'd like to see mine.
Ain't no way. And you'd like to see mine.
Nice, awful nice. You know, there are only two things more beautiful.
Yeah. So this was published. This movie came out in 1948.
I would have never got that.
Yeah.
Me either.
I know it's a little subtle. It's a little subtle because they couldn't show stories like about gay people in movies at the time
Why?
because it was considered immoral, which was wrong and bad. And they also thought that watching movies with gay people would make people gay.
Really?
Yes.
That's really insane.
Hypnosis?
Yeah. Like no, there's a lot of people that still think this. There's a lot of people that still think this. Like I heard a lady once complain about like gay dads in a Pixar movie or something because she was like, "What if my kids see that and they become gay?"
What?
Yeah.
Then your kids were just gay to begin with.
Yeah.
Right.
People like, what if they see straight people and they become straight?
No, I just heard that.
Guys,
I said
don't watch regular movies.
So
I don't know.
this is an example of two characters that are implied to have feelings for each other, and you know, a little bit of tension there.
Hey, good job, Stacey.
But, and I guarantee you, these screenwriters were like laughing when they were writing this.
If I was gay. Oh. Sorry. Was I? How would you even do? Someone who is.
Okay.
Yes.
So, reason 3 is add stress, tension, and conflict. So what's more stressful, knowing everything that's going on or having to figure it out? Yeah, having to figure it out. So sometimes authors use subtext to point at unspoken tension in a scene. For example, remember at the beginning of Pen Pal when like he finds all those weird photos of him and there's no postmark on the envelope?
Yeah.
That's subtext. What does that mean?
That he knew his address.
That he knew his address. Great. And physically dropped it what?
Yeah.
Not just knew his address, went to his place of address. Okay. And does this make it scarier or more tense?
Yes.
Yes.
Until you wake up responsible. You and a photo on it.
So, I need 2 volunteers.
Me.
Okay, Jax, 2.
Me.
Okay, Jackson alone.
Yeah, I was on
Okay, Cool Beans, come up here, please. Who wants to be the man and who wants to be
I'm
the
the
girl?
man.
Okay, Alani and Cool being the girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
Be nice and cool.
I'm gonna narrate, and you guys are gonna say the words of dialogue on the
Huh?
You get to be on camera.
Oh my god!
The warm wind blew the bead curtain.
What am I doing?
Okay, you're reading the man, you're reading the girl.
Wait, what?
Oh.
Wait, what?
The warm wind blew the bead curtain against the table.
The beer is nice and cool.
It's lovely.
It's really an simple operation. It's not really an operation at all.
I know you wouldn't mind it. It's not really anything. It's just to let the air in.
Actually, the guy says that, sorry. It's a little unclear. But excellent job.
No, I say that.
Yes.
I know you wouldn't mind it. It's not really anything. It's just let the air in with Riz.
The girl did not say anything. And then you speak again, Jax.
I'll go with you and I'll stay with you all the time. They just let the air. Oh, there's no quotation mark. Oh, it's all perfectly normal. Natural.
And then, Alani, you speak?
Then what will we do afterward?
We'll be fine afterwards. Just like we were before.
Bravo!
I had so much aura.
Okay, indeed.
You lost a lot.
Negative.
A natural.
Negative.
You're talking about something without talking about something.
What was I talking about?
Excellent question. We're gonna figure that out now. So, he's talking about beer at first, and then he says it's really an awfully simple operation. The context for this is like a guy and his girlfriend are sitting down and they're having lunch together. It's also written by our boy Ernest Hemingway, well, our frenemy Ernest Hemingway, the master of subtext. Weird dude, but not like in a.
That's the one that was holding the gun, right?
Huh?
The one that was holding the gun.
Yes. Yeah, he was just a weirdo.
Oh.
Yeah. Fascinating man, but anyway.
Fascinating.
So they're having lunch together. He says it's an awfully simple operation. It's not really an operation at all. He really wants her to get this operation, right? How does she feel about it?
He doesn't want to give up. Well, she's undecided.
She's undecided. And what does he say to her at the end?
I know you wouldn't mind it.
I know you wouldn't mind it. The last line.
Oh, well, we find out. Just like we were before.
Yeah, we'll be fine afterward just like we were before. He wants her to get an operation so things will get back to normal. What's the subtext?
The BBL.
What the hell?
She probably
No.
had an accident
Yeah.
with her legs or something.
Yeah, like some maybe.
She got, an accident with her legs or something.
I don't like where this is going.
Rosie, it sounds like you have some ideas.
Isn't that Portia?
Yeah.
Oh, I got it.
Why do you feel that way?
Because when he said just how we did before, just like we were before, like before I guess she got pregnant,
Mm-hmm.
and he wants her to get the abortion because he's like, oh, it's a simple operation, like
Mhm.
blah blah blah. I'm trying to make it seem like nothing.
Yeah, and what does he say? I'm sorry, Rosie.
Oh, no.
Oh, and what does he say about the operation itself?
It's only an awful simple operation.
it's an awful simple operation. He doesn't mean awful isn't bad. Because if you're trying to convince someone, you're not going to be like, it sucks, do it. He means like, it's quick.
Yeah.
And how does he describe it?
It's not really an operation.
Yeah,
He says it's natural.
Yeah,
it's natural. They just let the air in. Yeah. Okay. So, Jax and Alani, I need you guys to come up again.
Yeah!
And play it with the subtext.
Oh,
knowing
you.
I'm pregnant.
Oh no, I'm pregnant. God. I wonder who did that.
Alright, man.
that. Okay, I need someone else to narrate.
Oh, narrate.
Warm
No.
wind blew.
Oh.
The
Yes,
wa-
Stacey. Oh no.
Anthem.
The warm wind blew the bee curtain against the table.
The view is nice and cool.
The man said.
It's lovely.
The girl said.
It's really an awful simple operation.
The man said.
It's not really an operation at all.
The girl looked at the ground.
I'm holding a beer.
The table legs rested on.
I know you wouldn't mind it. It's not really anything. It's just to let the air in.
The girl did not say nothing.
I'll go with you and I'll stay with you all the time. They just let the air in and then it's all perfectly natural.
What will we do afterward?
We'll be fine afterwards. Just like we were before.
Why are you rubbing your hands at me?
I'm messing you up.
Bravo.
After the abortion, really? Oh my god.
I mean, he had to get her pregnant somehow. He has WRN.
Okay,
I need that.
so, see how different, like I noticed a big difference in Alani's performance in particular.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot more kind of withdrawn.
Yeah.
With the
I was
subtext.
side-eyeing their belly if you didn't see.
I'm sorry?
I was side-eyeing their belly.
Yeah, you were more like kind of outspoken, like more overt, more confident, which I thought was an interesting choice.
Can I see it?
But yeah, there we go. So it's never, the word abortion is never said. He was writing this in the 50s. And what effect does this have on, like, why isn't the story just get an abortion, darling? I don't know, I'm not sure.
Because probably abortion were like seen as a bad thing that shouldn't be like promoted. So they had to like explain that he wanted her to get one without like saying it.
For sure. And another reason is, what effect does this have on the reader?
Like, it might,
Like, think
it might
about,
stop a couple from having kids.
maybe
Just think more about the text.
it makes you think more about the text, too. So, like, what's more interesting reading? This or get an abortion, darling? I'm not sure yet.
You do an abortion for me, baby girl.
Hey, that's mine.
So that's kind of like, it kind of expresses the tension more. Have you ever had an argument with someone but they didn't want to bring up why they were mad at you, so you just,
Oh my
you
God.
could bring up the tension with a knife? That's subtext, and authors love writing about that, even when there isn't censorship.
More peace.
So next we're gonna finish the Thursday Work for No Longer Human, take out your packets. Remember to keep an eye on any events in the story that involve subtext, particularly as it comes to the crime, which I've been getting a lot of questions about. Think about, why might the author have used subtext here? And then if you're like struggling with like, okay, I feel like this means something, I'm not sure. Think about the words that are being used. Circle words that stick out to you. What do they make you think of? How do they make you feel? That can help you arrive at like an understanding more quickly. So you got your packets, finish the work for Thursday. If you are not finished, do it for homework. I have them at my house.
This is not gonna be here tomorrow.
There's a PDF. Yeah.
I received.
I mean, he's dead. So.
Who? I've not gotten to the first one.
Can I have or are you doing it anymore? Alright, you're not. Oh, it's on. Okay, but
Is that a Sunday Telegraph?
nice.
What the heck is wrong with you? Do you know I'm gonna be absent? What the heck?
So
What game? Oh, French War,